Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to discuss a very exciting topic that will potentially put a lot of money in your pocket or help you retain a lot of money. It's my very own crazy ideas to save money and strategies to do such. So with that being said, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, for another week or so, we can continue to say Happy New Year, and then it'll just be the same year, not new anymore, right? Okay, so with that being said, as we know, we're seeing 7% inflation over the past year, and that can become somewhat of a money pit with declining purchasing power. So, let me do this. It's a bit much here. Part of the presentation. I just do that for presentation value. I like to say attention is the new currency, or attention is the currency of the 21st century. Maybe it'll replace the dollar one day. Anyway, at least I'm honest, right? Okay, so this concept is actually a nexus of several different topics that I've already discussed. So this encompasses the credit card churning that I've discussed in the past, account churning, and various ideas to offset inflation. And building on the idea of opening credit cards for rewards, almost every place you do business with has apps with some type of reward or incentive program. Some of these programs, in all honesty, I've wondered, they're so good, I wonder how the businesses make money. And just to be clear, this is not an endorsement or ad for any of them. Though I may mention several of them, my channel does not get sponsors yet, other than me, unfortunately, but hopefully that will change in the near future. So let me see. If I get over here, this should be better. There we go. Okay. Now, these techniques I'm discussing today, I've been using these for several years, actually helping me offset inflation before it was rampant. And yes, as you can tell, because I mention this in almost every video, yes, I'm obsessed with the value of money and growing money. I came of age during the Great Recession, which taught me a lot of what I know today about money and finance. One day I'll tell all of y'all that don't know me, I'll tell you my personal story, but that will be for a later date for various reasons. By the way, some of you wonder, when will I actually start editing my videos? Honestly, I really don't want to at this point. I'm having so much fun just doing it live, and I really don't have the time to do it, so I like just putting together presentations. Down the road, when I can put a lot more time in, or even all of my time, I'll eventually learn to do it. But unfortunately, right now, I have some various entanglements and, something I call a job, unfortunately. So, I do realize it could hamper my ability to take off faster. I mean, right now, I'm not really taking off that fast on YouTube. I'm hoping that changes, but I can't really take off until I have more time. So for now, here's how I feel about video editing. Let me show you a quick clip here. Not that. Enough of that. So this is how I feel. This about sums it up.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live!
And you know the rest. So with that, back to the presentation. That's my thumbnail. Isn't this so much fun? It's off the cuff, it's not rehearsed, it's just natural. So anyway, with all of that being said, And this is kind of a boring set of topics here, but I'm trying to make it as entertaining as I can. And by the way, just a quick warning, potential wading into controversy ahead. Now, over time, you'll realize what a game the monetary system is and the exchange of money, how much of a game it can really be. And a prime example of this, as many of you are probably familiar with, cable and streaming services and internet providers. Every year or two, many of us find ourselves having to change providers because they give you a promo and then they go up. And those are a great example of that. Promo period, then price hike. So like for me, I switch very often. Seems like every year or two. Many goods and services behave the same as this, randomly fluctuating in price. And again, this is being exacerbated in the past year with 7% inflation. So me personally, I guess a little snippet of a personal story. I can recall my early minimum wage jobs where an hour's work could not buy many of the items in the places I worked in. Sometimes these were the gas money or food money jobs. So soon, instead of having one job to cover an expense stream, we become creative. We're human beings are very innovative and creative and resourceful people, right? And I do believe adversity induces creativity and helps produce some of the best ideas. At least that works for me and most of my audience. Like I said in a couple of my last videos, we're not idle people. We look for solutions. And that's what leads us here to my channel, right? Or partly. Now, seeking alpha over inflation, and us finance people can appreciate this because as we know, alpha is the rate at which we beat whatever index we're seeking to beat. So applying this to beating inflation, if inflation's 7% and you make a 15% savings on your money, you beat inflation by 8%. So your alpha is 8%, which makes you an alpha investor or an alpha saver, right? So some of my best ideas, I know this is kind of random here, but there's a lot of good stuff jumbled up here. So you can eat out every day, which I found cheaper and much faster than cooking at home, which takes forever, honestly, especially if you're a single younger working professional. It's a lot easier to just pick up food and eat out. And again, you can use the apps for many of these places and save money. I'm not going to name off a bunch of places because places differ based on what state you're in or what part of the world you're in. So like for me, you may not have the same places that I have. But anyway, so the strategy, you can build points every time you eat out by scanning the app, purchase with your 5% cashback credit card, like I mentioned in one of my early videos about credit card, basically the credit card churning strategy. A lot of these cards, the ones that you retain anyway, you can get up to 5% back on rotational categories, one of them being eating out at restaurants and stuff, or fast food places. So purchase with your 5% cashback credit card. I've done the math, so you don't have to. One of the many value adds of watching my channel. Most point systems actually translate to 10% back. Most of them roughly, like if you look at Chipotle, I think it works out to about 8%. It's kind of hard. If you're just one person, you have to make like 15 trips before you get a decent free entree. But roughly 10% back as a rule of thumb. So that's 15% total. So you just beat inflation by 8%, which is an alpha of 8%. Now, some places, like there's some pizza places and different, sports bars or pubs or whatnot, mainly pizza places, they may actually offer you up to 50% off your entree, like if your local sports team wins, with a promo code. You just find the promo code for your team that they're offering and put that in on the app or on the website. Another thing, switch internet and streaming services every time the promo is up and start a new promo period with a new provider and then repeat. Use the competitive marketplace to your advantage. You could call this the ISP churn instead of the credit card or the checking account churn. Also, one note for your streaming apps and your internet and things like that, watch out for streaming tax. In some states like mine, it can be 13 to 14%, so that narrows it down as to where I am. So what I've found, it seems you can do 3 to 4 credit card promos a year before they freeze you. and what'll happen, it will start affecting your credit rating. So you want to open them strategically when you know certain major purchases are coming up. And I'll get more into that below. So like a gym membership can be a major expense. So what you want to do if you have a gym membership, sign up for the best deal. Like for me, I did like a 2-year deal, and I found that it's less than half the cost of what most people pay, and the rate sticks in perpetuity. Great finance term, right? And then put it on your credit card, getting you $200 or $300 back, and promotions, reducing the cost even further. And you need a gym membership to offset all those pizzas that you eat from the last slide that you get 50% off on. So see how the sequential, even though this seems a little bit non-rehearsed, it is somewhat planned, as you can see. So really you can avoid ever paying retail for anything, and that's what I've found in my experience. With the right combination of patience, perseverance, and discipline, whether it's a TV, a phone, car, gym membership, couch, bed, etc. Actually, the iPhone 13 that I'm filming this video on, I got it for like half off the retail at Verizon, actually. They were offering a great Black Friday deal. And so yeah, that was really, really a great deal. And my bill is actually cheaper than a lot of people pay for theirs. So, and it's allowing me to record great videos. So it's a real value add. And I put the bill on the Verizon card, which with 5 or 10% back on the bill every month for the first 24 months. That was actually referenced in my credit card video. A really good video in terms of content, but it's just a little dark. So the lighting and all that's much better now. So really at a higher level, avoid impulse, live for today mentality. Chances are, for many of you, there are a good amount of tomorrows ahead. So you need to plan for tomorrow and make sure that tomorrows are really quality too, not just today. And a quick nod to alcohol aficionados. As many of you know, alcoholic beverages especially are much cheaper at home and carry a massive markup at any external venue that you go to. So limit them when out. And by the way, most promos for alcohol stores are really terrible. Some of them you have to spend $500 before you get any rewards at some of them. And for me, that won't happen, or it'll take a long time. Another note for concert goers and music aficionados, some of your favorite artists and musicians may rail against the capitalist system in their lyrics while charging exorbitant fees at concerts. Imagine that. So just a note to you on that, the message is as well received listening from afar and away and saving the $1,000 concert charge for the tickets that some of these artists charge. And then also airlines and travel also come with tremendous rewards from credit cards. You can travel for free at times and score miles every time you travel. These are churnable among different airlines too. Just don't lock yourself out of your account because their customer service can be a nightmare, as I can personally attest to. Keep a hierarchy of needs in mind before splurging on anything. There's a hierarchy of needs, just like you hear in psychology, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That applies with money too. Make sure your basic needs are taken care of before you splurge on something. That's where planning ahead and budgeting and all of that really comes into play. By the way, I did a budget video early on. If you haven't checked that out, please do. It's really good. Again, a little dark like the credit video, but really good content. I think all my videos in terms of content are really good. It's just the lack of editing and some early ones, lighting, that may hamper the view count a bit. So yeah, there are basic things you need and want to make sure are good quality before splurging on other stuff. So money management and savings take a disciplined mindset. You'll see many successful people who are very frugal, and there's a lot of rich people out there. Like there's a book called The Millionaire Next Door. And I know that was written some time ago because, I mean, now it's getting to where being a millionaire with inflation, being a millionaire is not what it once was, but still a lot of money. But there is a book called The Millionaire Next Door, and the concept is many rich people, they don't spend tons of money, and some people that have a lot of money, you may not even know that they do, because they may live more frugally than you. Also, at a very high level for this video, conceptually. Really, there's deals to be had on anything. Food, clothing, housing, cars. It's really all about shaving points. So I hope all of this was really valuable and really helps you. And that's really the savings phase. So once the savings phase is mastered, then the investing phase can begin, and that's where the real fun begins. And the life changes. So if you're just really terrible with money, there's a thing that I like to call forced savings, which conceptually, it's a great idea and concept for you. Anyone can do this. Just decide for whatever you make, whether it's from your job or wherever, your paycheck, decide you're going to live on 50 to 70% of your yearly income. And then hide the rest from yourself. Just hide it. Just in your mind, it's this mind game. It doesn't exist. Whatever you make, you only actually make 70% of that, and forget the other 30%. Hide it away in a savings vehicle, which is an IRA or 401k, an account that you can't touch. That's the key, especially if you're bad with money. You can't touch it for many years. So it's like you protect yourself from yourself. And in these accounts, the money, it has to sit and grow instead of being blown. So it's really, like I said, a mind game. Trick yourself. Or you could even have somebody else do it for you. If you don't even want to think about money and you just want to watch my videos and write down notes and stuff from what I do, instead of thinking about money or planning money yourself, have somebody else do it. Just forget, like I say, 10 to 20% or even 30% as much as possible of your paycheck. Forget that, because it's going to funnel away into savings. And then years later, it's there when you need it. Any pay increases should be put towards debt and bills. And here's where I'm kind of going to go on an opinion rant a bit. And I did warn you, some controversy ahead, maybe. I've tried not to be too controversial. But anyway, so this is kind of what the Social Security system does. Originally, Social Security was designed in the Great Depression to prevent widespread starvation and homelessness. But since, sadly, it's become a replacement for many folks for their retirement planning, which is not what it was designed for. So in a sense, with Social Security, the government withholds this money from you because it's saying you can't be disciplined enough to do it yourself. And that's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hopefully that can change over time. So with all of that being said, hopefully that was valuable to you. Please, again, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And again, Happy New Year. And hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks.